introduced Madonna to the team.
John Lucas had to tell the guys, hey, stop taking your clothes off, stop taking your clothes off. And she went, no, John, it's okay, let them take their clothes off.
Yeah, the Madonna episode
There it
was
is.
very interesting.
Sideshow distractions. Talking about Rodman's relationship with Madonna.
Turn on the TV.
No big deal.
What do you know?
Ask me how I slept with and all that stuff like that. See, that's what you getting at, see?
Madonna
To be honest with you, I didn't really plan on watching that. I had to just turn it on and just
rebellious in the
was
way
like,
that
oh,
she
okay.
was. But when you date Madonna, the world finds out about
Dennis
you,
Rodman.
a world that hadn't thought about you before.
My career actually took off.
Cool. So, getting ready to be Paige.
By itself. Without Madonna, there's no Dennis Rodman.
So I decided to get myself together.
Dennis got to watch firsthand
Get right.
you
No.
become a superstar.
Off-the-wall basketball star Dennis Rodman tells the new issue of Playboy magazine that Madonna
What to do
dumped
now,
him
right?
after he refused to impregnate her.
She wanted to have my baby? Great. Should I have a baby with Madonna?
I don't know which one is fascinating.
Live with Madonna? Live in a
Thinking
shop
to
with
myself
Madonna?
within what I'm visualizing
No.
or watching something then
By the start of Dennis's
being
second season in San
visualized.
Antonio, Madonna may have been out of his life, but
Excuse
he
me.
would still find a way to make headlines.
Often just
In May
talk to self.
1995, Michael Silver spent a week with Dennis Rodman for a Sports Illustrated article,
I wonder if they can hear me.
Than I could have hoped.
in which he revealed some provocative insight into his feelings about
I think I
sexuality.
hear them too.
told Dennis, you gotta realize when this stuff comes out,
Never
about
mind.
gay sex fantasies and all the other things we're putting in
Never
here,
mind.
I know your life is gonna change. You're gonna have hecklers yelling at you. There's gonna be a whole sector of society that can't process it or deal with it.
He goes, yeah, bro, but it's gonna make me a
A lot of money.
In the article, Dennis discussed visiting gay bars, having homosexual fantasies, and feeling comfortable dressing in drag. These were things that had become a part of his lifestyle since leaving Detroit.
It was no secret, it was well known in town that Dennis had started to frequent gay bars along the St. Mary's Strip.
They was like my brothers and sisters because they were so loving. The gay community is so loving. I just gravitated to that.
He was hugely insecure, and he could be with a group of people that was accepting and warm and loving to him.
He likes being with people who are gay, outcasts, the social misfits, if you will. It's just me. And especially towards everything I believe in, but I'm not gay. And there is a restraint because something I do. I my gay friends.
I can't stress enough how wild it seemed in mainstream America in the mid-90s that he was willing to say, yeah, I think about having sex with men, or yeah, it's okay to be gay.
This was the AIDS epidemic time, so there was a lot of homophobia, and Dennis Rodman put the AIDS ribbon in his hair.
The kinship with the LGBT group was, yes, we're all treated like outcasts, but also I think they had a similar party vibe, you know what I mean?
I gotta admit, man, gay people know how to party, right?
For the first time, Dennis wanted to let it rip a little bit.
You see other people dressing like you, acting like you, and maybe just trying to be themselves. Like, wow, that's rewarding to me.
Here's a guy who colors his hair. He says outrageous things. Now he's talking about a significant social issue. I don't think a lot of people knew what to make of it at the time.
People had some skepticism about what his true intentions were, whether he truly wanted to embrace the gay community, or whether he was doing it for shock value.
I never like to go make Jimmy because I dress like this. I just like doing it.
This genuine feeling that he had, maybe it was inevitable that it would become almost a parody. The more he expressed it in sort of cartoonish ways under
things he was doing sent a
Due to
very strong
copyrights,
message,
you'll
even
notice
without
that the
him
picture
having
is
to
now
voice
being
a
dimmed.
politically salient way.
Dennis Rodman
Shout
couldn't
out
sit
to,
down and tell you why all this mattered. So in
the
terms of
creators
being
behind
football,
30 for 30.
maybe that couldn't happen. But he freaked out a lot of people in the sports world, and that was
And
wonderful.
this is brought to you by Here It's
And
Known.
yet at the same time, he
Thank you for
reveled in
watching.
the sexual exploits
Enjoy.
of how many women he was with. The epitome of the masculine stereotype.
No.
It's a gay bar.
Don't trip this.
It's a gay bar.
It's just a conversation.
It's a gay bar that we're going to tonight.
No, we're not. We're colleagues.
Maybe it's not a good idea to try and reconcile competing beliefs as they emerge from Dennis Rodman.
Fair enough. There was another element to this developing persona, an on-court temperament that was thought to be a missing link to his Spurs championship.
The Spurs lack toughness, and the label that you heard over and over again was that they were soft.
It's not a critique, which is a beautiful piece.
And they thought that Dennis would be a perfect fix for all of that.
I ain't seen nobody on this team hitting nobody yet. It's getting really annoying when you've been too nice. You gotta go out there and kick somebody. You gotta play basketball. It's night.
Everybody understood that Dennis could become an issue on any given day.
Wow, this guy, he's went from being the mild-mannered guy to this wild, insane guy. Now he's actually really a bad boy.
I can't bow down and say, okay, well, I gotta change my act now so I can be a good boy and beat Wally Cleaver and do what they told me to do.
Since his trade to San Antonio 13 months ago, Dennis Rodman has had 3 suspensions, 8 ejections, 40 technical fouls, and paid $54,250 in fines.
In many ways, it was his way of getting attention. And he wanted to do things his own way. And I think it became more about performance art than performance. And that's when I think it becomes destructive.
That was the dichotomy of Dennis Rodman. There were aspects of his personality that just screamed shyness, and there were other parts of his personality that just wanted to hog the spotlight. Who can explain it?
That's a great question on the psyche of Dennis.
Not to play dime store psychologist here.
I'm not a psychologist.
Well, I'm not a psychologist.
I'm not a psychologist. I'm not trying to get into Dennis's head.
I'm not qualified psychologically.
I don't pretend to be a psychologist. I'm just married to one.
I don't want to come across as a pop psychologist here.
But
There's always a but. So let's pretend to be a psychologist for a second.
I don't think you go from being an introvert to an extrovert. Dennis, in a lot of ways, was a very shy, guarded individual who didn't want to be hurt emotionally by things again, and in some ways adopted this persona that was good for him and entertained other people.
Is this really who you are, or is this a big image-building campaign? Who is the real Dennis Rodman?
Everybody wants to know that, but they can't have that.
At the end of the 1994-95 season, the Spurs lost to the Houston Rockets in the Western Conference Finals. And even after back-to-back rebounding titles in San Antonio, Dennis Rodman had outworn his welcome.
He hated San Antonio. He thought that David Robinson was soft.
everyone's not the same. I mean, we weren't the same. But that doesn't mean we couldn't coexist. He was a key part of what we were trying to do. But at the end of the day, you know, it was an experiment that didn't work for us.
In San Antonio, I was trying to find a new identity, and I found it. But as far as playing on the basketball court, it wasn't working.
Dennis was a throwback to an era that was slowly disappearing. And so it was looking very much like there would not be a place for this guy. Wherever he went, he was going to be a ticking time bomb.
Ready or not, here I come.
Gillette ProGlide and ProGlide Gel. 5 blades and a pivoting flex ball designed to get virtually every hair on the first stroke while washing away dirt and oil. So you're ready for the day with a clean shave effective and a clean face.
Abby says she wants to marry a B-Dubs honey barbecue wing. We get the sweet, tangy allure of honey barbecue sauce, but you can't marry a chicken wing. What are you going to serve at the wedding? Their family? 26 sauces and seasonings at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Rated T for teen.
Remember, Miles, you're Spider-Man. Everything they can get us, they check it and turn it up to up the
Fairlife is milk that gives you more. It's ultra filtered for 50% more protein and 50% less sugar. This holiday, bring more to the table with Fairlife ultra filtered milk.
How do you top the original pan pizza from Pizza Hut? You go beyond. A new plant-based sausage so meaty you have to taste it to believe it. I see you staring. The new Beyond Pan pizzas, here for a limited time. No one out Pizza Hut.
Tonight, it's the AMAs with music's biggest names live. Jennifer Lopez, Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, The Weeknd, and more. Hosted by me, Taraji. The American Music Awards live tonight on ABC.
Black markets are all around us.
It's military grade.
I'm a journalist on a mission to find my way inside.
Michael Jordan is returning. He released a press release today that said, quote, "I'm back." Michael Jordan has ended his 17 months away from the game of basketball. He comes back immediately, making Chicago a title contender again.
Following 3 consecutive championships, Michael Jordan retired from basketball to make a run at playing Major League Baseball. In his return to the Chicago Bulls in March of 1995, at the end of his 17-game midseason comeback, the Bulls would lose in the second round of the NBA playoffs.
After Michael came back, it was like, okay, we have to restructure this team, and now we're going to restructure this team.
We needed some physicality. You know, that was the biggest thing that we needed as a team.
I made a list, priority list. I made a list of 5 guys, and Dennis was the 5th guy on the list.
When Dennis' name came up, Phil pulled me and Scotty in, and he asked, what did you guys feel about Dennis? We have a chance to get Dennis. Scotty was totally against it, which I understood because when we played Detroit, he and Scotty had some really heated battles. Scotty didn't like it. My biggest concern, okay, Phil, who's going to control this guy when he gets a little bit out of control? Phil said, I got it.
I just said he's going to be a person that we're going to have to caretake, and we're going to have to make allowances for some of his behavior.
I said, well, I don't have a problem with him. And Scotty reluctantly accepted it.
The Spurs today traded the controversial Rodman to the Chicago Bulls.
To win a championship, you need pieces. And I was that piece they wanted. It was just a match made in heaven, right?
Dennis Rodman got ready for Chicago's training camp by revealing yet another new look.
Entering the 1995-96 season, the stakes were massively high for Dennis Rodman. Even after playing 9 NBA seasons, he was nearly broke.
Between taxes and living and an ex-wife and a daughter, he rented a nice house, but he had nothing saved up.
And also, his reputation around the league had gotten to the point that he was radioactive. Dennis realized that in his own way, he had to straighten out, and he had to play seriously, or else his career was over.
Phil, should you get into a situation where he starts rebelling, how will you deal with that?
I have absolutely no idea. I just love Phil from day one. I've always told Phil, I said, Phil, damn, you got something to do with this.
Introducing our new chicken taco and cheeseburger pizzas. Oh, wow, the best way to get a taco or burger delivered is to get a taco.
yeah, so that's what's happening. As always, I'm all right. I'm good. Just these moments, you know, it hits home, and it reminds me not to then. It reminds me of not the things that are still incomplete, although that's what it may appear to me sometimes, or that may be what I may perceive. But the reminder is to take notice on things that I can just decide and say, you know what? Hey, look, listen. Let me go try to talk to this person about this and try to make arrangements, right? Let me go then, you know, get involved with then this type of activity, because I'm my patience is running thin, and if I wait any longer, I don't know how long I'm a you know, just whatever the case may be. That's what's reminding me. I can convert back to then now of you know, certain like mindsets that were just presetted, and it wasn't even like something that I chose per se. Obviously, that's what the meaning of influence is. But this is to just basically round up the events taking place, to just be a reminder. You know, I have no shame of the, you know, of what, you know, what I do, but I am proud about the way I live. And I don't take that back. I wouldn't regret it. I don't care what anybody say, regardless. You know, I don't care what, I don't care. But the lesson is the fact that I have to also, and I've been saying this, attitude, right? Attitude. And that has been like somewhat of like where, you know, this attitude has been like this thing where I've seen where I started to see how my relationships were being formed, and then end up seeming as if like I'm saying that something is different, when really it was never different in the first place. It was always the same. It was just always like that. To me, it only appeared any indifference because of just now of my observation, my analyzation, and pretty much now of conclusions. You know what I'm saying? If that's clear. So the things that, you know, are being, you know, displayed, I'm not doing this to get brownie points. And I shouldn't even have to explain that, because you know, it should be self-explanatory, but this is real. And I'm not describing what's happening to be real. I'm stating this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is it. This is this is not necessarily to be where I'm giving you like now me trying to make examples of other people's lives per se. But no, this is me being that example and me leading, you know? So anything that, like I said before, this is live. This is in effect. This is going on. And hopefully that those that are tuning in, and even myself included, that you pay attention to now then the not don't I probably shouldn't have probably maybe said that phrase, pay attention, but instead learn something from this. Take note. Don't be sorry. Don't feel like, damn, that's, man, like, you know, like, cause on the contrary of things, what I'm saying is like not things that's actually being shown. You know what I'm saying? So I'm aware of the words that I'm that's being selected. But on the serious tip, this is what's going on. And hells yeah, I'm doing my best. And yeah, I'm making certain choices, but I'm not being stagnant. That's one thing for sure. You know what I'm saying? Others may say otherwise. Even myself in certain moments, if I don't catch myself. But this is it, and it gets better than this. And when I say better, I'm not talking about us as far as episodes. I'm talking about this is moments where my faith is now where it's being exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the part where, you know, if people notice me in public, you know, I got nothing to then necessarily disprove. I have nothing to just say, oh, I have nothing. I'm saying that to just be very simple to say, bro, I have, like, I'm not putting up no front. I'm not trying to put up no facade. I'm not trying to become some character in other people's eyes, right? In other people's eyes, you know what I'm saying? And then people just start noticing, like, damn, this the way you really live. Like, damn, you know, now I got to be careful about being around you because you might end up having me being in the situation, and I might not even realize, like, damn, how he gonna help me or how she gonna help me when they need help. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that still, you know. People call it criticism. People call it, they call it whatever they want it. But for me, this is me. And this is me in the live, in the flesh. And this is it, bro. And it don't get no realer than this. You digs? So just know that simple. And I guess again, this is not no message, but what I would like to share is to say, again, one day I'm gonna catch my hands on $100 times 90, right? And later on, it may not be people in the background, right? But I best believe, though, you're going to see a smile on my face, and the things going to seem as if, like, yeah, he did that. He was dedicated. Not only dedicated, but adaptive, strong, worthy, brave, had courage. Let that sink in for a second. Just let that sink in. Thank you.